Good evening. This is the September 9th, 2010 Athens City Shade Tree Commission meeting. We've got a fairly short agenda again for tonight. The first item is tree permits and right-of-way issues, and on that we only have the fall planting list for 2010. I'm not going to read it all out. The Commission members have each got a copy in front of them. It's been circulated to them prior to this meeting. We have one minor correction that was made, and I understand from Ron Lucas that he's planning to go out to bids on this fairly soon. We prioritise them as high, medium and low, with the expectation that we would at least get the high priority ones, and that if we didn't get the low priority ones, those could be reserved sites for any of the high priority ones which we were unable to plant for a variety of reasons, because whenever we come up with a full planting list like this, it's done without a detailed knowledge of the utility restrictions and so on underground, and occasionally we do find that we can't plant a particular tree in a certain spot. So some of those low priority sites may become the homes of trees that we can't plant in the high priority ones. The plan is that these trees will be planted in late November, early December, but we need to get moving on the order for this. So that's for our information. On item 2, landscape ordnance issues, the code directors told me we've received an updated plan for integrated service systems. That's the property just off East State Street that we looked at our last meeting. Emily Wood, Lee Gregg and myself met with David Reeser following our meeting last time, and we suggested how they could conform to the landscape ordinance, and my expectation is that they've now submitted a plan that will conform, but I'm going to check it shortly. We also the same tree commissioners met with the owners, or the manager of the Southeast Beverage site, and they're also going to submit a new plan to us. We haven't received that one yet. Also on landscape ordnance issues, the code director and I are working on a list of properties that he needs to check on to ensure that they have done what we requested in terms of landscape ordnance issues. It turns out that our filing system is not as complete as we'd hoped it was, and that I'm going to have to work perhaps with some of the commissioners to find the plans that were submitted to us. That's the end of the landscape ordnance issues, unless anybody else has got any. No? Okay. Ron Lucas is unable to be with us this evening. He's sent me some brief notes that I'm just going to read off. He says he intends placing the order for the fall planting with Five Springs Farm. I believe that's because he's already started work on the ordering of the bicentennial plant trees with them, and this will give him a better price on the fall plantings. He also mentions that he wants us to assist with a landscaping plan for the relocation of the city sign at the roundabout site. So presumably we'll be working with him. I imagine we'll have a site visit on that, and we'll try and arrange things with as many tree commissioners as we can. He says he plans to remove the holiday tree from in front of the courthouse and use a donated tree for it this year. We still have not come up with any source of funding, as far as I'm aware, for a planter to put that in. The tree commission has developed a plan for a reasonably large tree planter that could help protect and sustain a spruce tree in that site, but as I understand, we haven't got funding available yet.
What was the rough cost on that?
My expectation would be it was between $5,000 and $10,000. So it's in that order. The size of it would be it would be high enough so that it would be uncomfortable for someone to sit on the edge of it, but they could probably do it. So you can imagine something about 3 foot high or so. It might be faced with wood, but it would certainly be concrete or brick behind that to help retain all the soil we want to put in there. It would probably be something like 10 foot square, 10 foot on a side, of that order anyway, so quite large. We'd want to dig out below the street level to make it as deep as we can, and then we'd engineer the soil to go into it. So that's roughly the scope of it. If we can get a generous donation from somebody, then that would be certainly.
I've had a couple conversations with people about some sort of plaque or memorial to the late Gish. That would be an appropriate location. So I will pass that information along to some folks.
Yeah, Ron may have more idea of what the cost would be, but that would be my best guess initially as to what it might cost to do that. Once if we could do that, then what the city would try and do then is to find a nursery that's got a specimen tree that we could then plant in there, because we really want to choose a good tree to go in.
Absolutely.
Okay, one last item which sort of runs us into the next item on our agenda, emerald ash borer. Ron reminds us that Ohio has now quarantined all 88 counties against the movement of, I think it's hardwood, from one county to another. So people are requested not to go moving wood around outside the county boundaries or allowing wood to move into this county. We want to try and keep the emerald ash borer at bay for as long as we can. It's still several counties away from us, which means it could be many years before it would affect the trees in this county. Okay. You know what? I think that brings me to the end, because I have to apologise for the fact we don't have minutes of the last meeting. Ron and I didn't manage to get it together so that minutes were produced. So we'll have two sets of meetings, two sets of minutes at our next meeting. The next meeting will be on October the 14th at 7 o'clock in these City Council chambers. Is there any other business we need to consider? So in that case, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.